Yo, what's going on YouTube? So today's video we have the KALADO Air Purifier. We're gonna go and check out, test, and review in this video. This is a full in-depth review. So we're gonna be doing our typical testing for a decibel meter, wind speed. We're gonna do calculations on the wattage and everything else like that, how much power it consumes, and the filtration type, and whether or not you should get it. This is $120 on Amazon. I'll throw a link in the description, but there's also a 15% off discount code in the link in the description down below, as well as I believe it's on sale for $40 off. So it's gonna be like mad cheap, especially for the pricing on it. I highly recommend it already. So for the specs right here, we do have a PM 2.5 molecule detection. It has a 235 square feet air filtration on the auto mode, so it's very good. Eco-saving, it does have an auto mode like I said, and it does have a sleep mode. It's really cool for the sleep mode because it sets everything basically to the lowest possible setting, and I believe it goes to about 1 to 2 watts of power, which is really nice. And it also goes super quiet. This does work with your Amazon and your Google Assistant, so you can easily access your air purifier, change it, do whatever you want with it with your voice. So you can tell Alexa or Google to turn on and off, change the modes, anything you want basically through your voice or through the app. This does have an app. It is on the Google Play Store as well as the iTunes Store. Very quick to set up, but there's not that many features that you'd get unless you wanted to just access it for whatever reason. But yeah, there is an app if you choose to do that. The rated power is 36 watts. I'm pretty sure I got close to that. I will get into the ratings close to it right now. This does have a 28 decibel rating all the way up to 54 decibel rating. I'm pretty sure that's very accurate because it's really quiet. And this does have about a 9 to 10 pound weight on it. So yeah, that's everything that is there. As far as the unboxing experience and everything else like that, it's very well packaged, very well protected with foam and everything else like that. It comes with a huge power supply that is roughly around 6 feet in length for the cord, but it is really good. I highly recommend this already. It's a nice sleek white look to it. It does have 2 filters on it, so you will have to replace 2 of them, but I believe the filter pack that they have for the 2-pack is about 15 to 20 bucks. So it's not that expensive. It's about typical price range for filters if you do choose to replace them. I recommend replacing them once every year, 6 months to a year, depending on how dusty it is in your house or anything else like that. But you can vacuum it just like I did with the Levoy Core 600S. You just vacuum it every 3-6 months and then you'll be pretty much having an even extended life. So that's how to take care of your products. Now, as far as some of the cool specs on here, this does have an LED light on the bottom, which is really cool. That this is basically a little night light in its own if you wish to do so. It's very nice looking. It's not UV protection or anything like that, like some of the other air purifiers have, but it does have a really nice look to it. This is meant for aesthetics and just everything else like that. Now, in terms of the fan speed, wind speed, and the decibel rating, so how loud it is and everything else like that, this is very quiet on the first to about 3rd setting for the air purifier, but once it passes 3, it gets really loud. So we have our anemometer here, which measures obviously fan speed, and it also measures the temperature of the air quality basically. So we're gonna go to measure this. Let's go and get into it. So right now it's on the quietest mode, which is so it's running about 3.3 on average on the nighttime mode. All right, so the night mode is the lowest power consumption. The first mode is a little bit louder and a little bit more powerful. And it looks like it's maxing out at 4.5 miles per hour, almost 7 miles per hour. That's pretty good. And even if we were to back up a bit, we're at 6.9, which is a nice number. We're gonna go to of how loud this is. It does get pretty loud, but it also is quiet on the first and night mode and everything else like that. Looks like we're averaging about 9.2 max. Now we're gonna go into the 4th speed, 9.6. Now we're gonna go into the 5th setting, which is the max setting. So it looks like we're about 12.3. So now we're gonna take off the max. We're just gonna measure it via height. Almost a foot, it's about 6.9. When you get closer, it's 12. But it is measuring a lot, so you can feel it. You can actually feel it. Okay, well we had 39, so it's very quiet. I don't think my decibel meter can go that quiet, but it is very quiet. It does have little timers on here, which goes into 1 hour increments all the way up to 12. You can do this in the app as well, but if you don't choose to download the app, you have basically all the settings you want on the control box right here. It's really nice. Now this does have 4 indicator lights from this sensor right here on the bottom that'll automatically tell you whether or not you have good or bad air quality, which is really a must-have for all air purifiers nowadays. So from 0 to 12 on the LED display, it'll have a number on the front of the display. From 0 to 12, it'll be green for the little magnifying glass, and that means you have excellent air quality. 13 to 35 is good air quality, and that'll be a blue indicator. 36 to 55 will be fair, and that'll be a yellow air quality, and 55 and up will be red, and that'll be poor air quality. So determining on that, the automatic mode will actually increase, decrease, depending on the different indicators that this provides to you. So if it's really bad air quality, it's gonna blast it, and then once it gets down to about, I'd say good air quality, it'll drop it down a little bit, and once it gets back to excellent, it will drop it down back to 1. So it's really cool. So that's what I like. The thing is that it doesn't instantly work, so you know it takes a while, which sucks, because if you have like a cooking environment or something like that and you want it to blast immediately, it takes a while before it actually notices, and it gets to the 30 to 40 mark before it actually boosts it up. That's what I've noticed. On the LED display, it also tells you the filter life, so counting down from 3,000 recommended hours is the 5th bar. So after basically half of that, it'll be about 1,500 hours, right? So it'll be right around the 2-3 mark. It's really cool that it comes with that, because not a lot of them actually have filtration levels that you can keep an eye out and see whether or not you need to replace it in time or not. That's really, really helpful. And then it also has a reset button right here, or the last button on top. These are touch sensitive buttons on the top, by the way. I think there is no lock feature on the app, so you could just easily turn it on, and then none of the buttons on here would be fully accessible, like the Core 600S from Levoit that I did a review of. That one does have a lock feature which you can easily access, and none of the buttons will be accessible except for the app features, so it's good for childproof. This one does not have that. The app needs to be updated. You know, there will be actually more additional features and stuff like that that you can actually access that aren't on here, which is, you know, should be the whole point. Now I did notice when you actually do have the light on, it does make a little hum or hiss, and I don't like that. So if you, I don't know if it's the power supply or the rating or anything like that, but it does make a really annoying noise. All right, this is roughly about a week of usage. You can see most of it, it's really dirty. So it's actually doing a really good job when it comes to this stuff, but in here as well, you can probably wipe it down. There's some dust here on the edge. Boom. So yeah, you're gonna have to do a pretty good wipe down every, I say 3 to 6 months. Do like a little maintenance check on the filters, and then you're gonna have to replace them every year, roughly. Overall, should you buy this? In my opinion, for the price point, if it was about 80 bucks, let's just price it at that. Compared to this one, which I paid 50 for, I think it's a definite must. Because if you can get it for 80, that's a steal, in my opinion, because it's low power consumption, it has an app, it has basically everything you need to do. It can cover a huge space. It actually cleans the air really quick and fast. Very quiet, looks stylish, modern, has a light on the bottom, finicky, but it still does work. And yeah, so if it checks all of your lists, then definitely get it. But if it doesn't, I have a better one right here if you want to check it out. Without further ado, thank you guys for watching.